What's up, streamers? It's me again. Wasn't planning on doing a recording this late, but I felt I kind of needed to. So earlier today, all hell broke loose in Berkeley, California. Imagine that, where there was a pro-Trump rally. It was met with Antifa protesters, and what do you know? Riots again. So the information we have so far is that there was up to 21 arrests, some being on both sides, supporters and protesters. 10 were injured, and multiple of the 10 were hospitalized with major wounds. It wasn't a Trump rally as like he put it on. It was just some backers of his that wanted to show support. And I guess in Berkeley, California, you can't do that. So at this rally, you had Lauren Southern and other speakers speaking. However, they felt the need that they needed gas mask and helmet to tell people what they kind of believed in, which is insane for these days. If we really live in the greatest country of them all out there, that's what we need to put on a show. You know, it kind of worries me. Just to give you a little bit more of the detail. So, if you don't know what Antifa is, it's a agitating group from the left side. It stands for anti-fascist, and they're the ones that also shut down the Milo speech at Berkeley, and they've shown up a lot of different areas, but they're very relevant in Berkeley, and they don't like the right. And I really don't like using the left and the right. I think we're all more centered than that. But they are the far left. They say they're against fascists. They call Trump supporters bigots, fascists themselves, Nazis. And I really find it amazing that they use these terms when they're the ones actually breaking down free speech. At the end of the day, everybody should have the right to say what they want and assemble. They call the supporters agitators. However, if they're showing up to support something that they believe in, and then you show up as a protester, which you have the right to do, you're actually the agitator, not the side that, you know, if you show up to a concert because you like the music, you know, say it's country music, and a bunch of people that love hip hop and hate country music come in, and they start blasting their music, it's asinine. I love that word, but that's really what it is. And it had escalated to the point where the cops could no longer really handle it. And from some reports that they went and sat in their vehicles. They no longer protected the Trump supporters or the protesters. There was a lot of fists thrown. I'm sure that people are wrong on both sides. You know, as soon as it breaks down from the dialogue to the fist, something has went majorly wrong. And typically there's two parties at fault. However, who's really the agitator? If you watch the mainstream media, the news, they'll probably tell you it's the supporters, because they don't really like Trump. Were some of the Trump supporters wrong? I'm sure. But I got to think that the people that show up masked up with rods and sticks, throwing rocks. At one point, I think they said there was 24 M80s thrown into the supporters crowd. Now, an M80 is a firecracker that's technically a small stick of dynamite. If that blows up on you, can blow your hand off. Ask Jason Pierre-Paul, right? It's really crazy that the ideology from one group can say they resist all this stuff, but really be it themselves. So I'm really asking the audience, let me know what you think, because to me this has gone too far. This is not free speech. We should all have free speech. And if you want to check out some of the reports from it, there's a great interview where Lauren Southern actually talks to Stephen Molyneux about it. She was there. She was giving a speech. Tim Pool, he has it on Periscope. There's one link that's like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Then he has an edited version where it's a little bit shorter. But I gotta say, I understand the Trump supporters fighting back. They've been calling them Nazis and bigots and, racist and everything for so long. At some point, you're going to dig in your heels and you're going to fight back. If you came to my house and did the same thing, I'm fighting back. I just wish there was more dialogue. When you listen to the Antifa groups or some of these other far left liberals, and you're like, what is your point? What is your argument? Here's our stance. Let me hear your opposing side. And they just come back with the same Nazi, bigot, racist. That's not an argument. You're actually slandering me. So it's scary to think that here's where we're at. If the dialogue is broke down, it's going to lead to a war. And how long can cops and everybody just sit back and just go, this is okay? Once somebody finally dies, there was one report of a guy being stabbed there. Cops were taking metal rods and knives and different things from the people prior to entering. Obviously, some of the stuff got in. At one point, they fired a smoke bomb or some type of gas. Fortunately for the supporters, they didn't calculate the wind and it blew right back in their face, which serves them right. But we're heading to dangerous times when this stuff is okay, and people are allowing this and actually backing it. So, like I said, I really didn't want to make a video tonight, but I just felt like this had to get out there. Want to talk about it. It's probably something we'll talk at greater length in the future, but I had to send it out tonight. So, good night.